The drama in Salem is heating up as tensions between Xander and Phillip reach a boiling point. Despite Xander's attempts to make peace with his longtime rival, he remains unaware of a shocking secret, one that has the power to destroy everything he believes to be true. As the truth slowly unravels, relationships will be tested, alliances will be shattered, and Xander will be faced with a choice that could change his life forever. At first glance, it seemed like Phillip had made a miraculous comeback, reclaiming his position in the Kuriaki's empire and securing his share of Titan Industries through what appeared to be a legitimate letter from his late father. But what no one, especially Xander, realized was that this letter was a complete fabrication. The man Phillip swore had written it, Victor, had no part in granting his son half of Titan. Instead, the mastermind behind this deceptive scheme was none other than Vivian, who once again proved that she would stop at nothing to secure power for herself and those she deemed worthy. With the help of a falsified document, Phillip convinced the court that he was the rightful heir to half of Titan, positioning himself as a major player in the business world once more. But the foundation on which his victory stands is made of lies, and sooner or later, the truth is bound to come out. Sarah, having recently learned the shocking truth about the fraudulent letter, is faced with a moral dilemma. On one hand, she knows that if Xander finds out, his volatile temper could spell disaster. On the other hand, keeping this from him could have devastating consequences when the truth inevitably surfaces. Despite her better judgment, Sarah chooses to keep the secret buried, believing that silence is the best way to maintain stability. Her primary concern is preventing Xander from flying into a fit of rage that could have serious legal and personal consequences. He has fought so hard to build a life for their family, and the last thing she wants is for his thirst for revenge to jeopardize everything. But Sarah's good intentions may lead to unintended disaster. Secrets in Salem never stay hidden for long, and when the truth finally explodes, the fallout will be catastrophic. When Xander eventually learns that Phillip deceived the courts and manipulated his way into reclaiming Titan, his initial reaction will be nothing short of fury. The betrayal, the deceit, and the sheer audacity of it all will push him to his breaking point. As much as he has tried to turn his life around, old habits die hard, and the temptation for revenge will be overwhelming. Sarah will be terrified of what Xander might do when he finds out the truth. She knows that he has the capacity for violence, and in his blind rage, he might lash out in ways that cannot be undone. The thought of Xander harming, or even permanently eliminating, Phillip is a horrifying possibility that she cannot ignore, but deep down, Xander is no fool. He understands that giving in to his darkest impulses would land him behind bars, stripping him of his freedom, his future, and, most importantly, his daughter. Though Xander's first instinct may be to make Phillip pay in the most permanent way possible, the reality of what that would cost him forces him to reconsider. He has worked too hard to regain control over his life, and the thought of leaving his daughter without a father is too much to bear. Instead of succumbing to violent retaliation, Xander may choose a more calculated path, one that ensures Phillip suffers the consequences of his actions while keeping himself out of prison. He could expose Phillip's lies publicly, forcing him to face humiliation and legal repercussions. Or, he could use this knowledge to his advantage, strategically undermining Phillip and reclaiming what he believes is rightfully his. Either way, Xander will make sure that Phillip's days at the top are numbered. As the battle for power escalates, alliances will shift, secrets will unravel, and the war between these two men will take an even darker turn. The only question is, how far will Xander go to get his revenge? Meanwhile, Phillip will find himself in a dangerous position, with Xander plotting his downfall. Will Phillip manage to outmaneuver his rival yet again, or will this finally be the moment that Xander claims victory? And as for Sarah, will her decision to bury the truth end up costing her everything? There's no denying that wiping Phillip off the map would bring a momentary sense of satisfaction. After everything Phillip has done, Xander has every reason to want him out of the picture permanently. However, Xander is no fool. He knows that taking a drastic step, one that could land him behind bars, would be playing right into Phillip's hands. Ending up in prison would only serve to separate him from his daughter, and that's a price Xander is unwilling to pay. Instead, he must find a way to achieve his revenge in a calculated, methodical manner, one that ensures Phillip suffers without implicating himself in the process. One of the biggest obstacles in Xander's path is proving Phillip's role in the recent forgery scheme. The truth may be on Xander's side, but in Salem, the truth is often a slippery thing, manipulated and distorted to suit personal agendas. Phillip is no amateur when it comes to deception, and with someone like Vivian Alamain potentially willing to take the fall if things go south, Xander may find himself hitting a brick wall when it comes to exposing his enemy's misdeeds. Phillip has managed to slither out of tight situations before, and this time may be no different. Even if the evidence against him is damning, there's always a loophole, a technicality, or a well-placed lie that could allow him to escape justice. But that doesn't mean Xander is giving up, far from it. If proving Phillip's guilt isn't an option, perhaps there's another way to remove him from the equation. Phillip's past battles with mental instability have not gone unnoticed. Over the past few months, his mother, Kate Roberts Brady, has voiced concerns about her son's fragile state of mind. Though Phillip has done his best to assure those around him that he's in control, the truth is far more complicated. Mental health struggles don't simply disappear overnight, and Xander may see an opportunity to use this to his advantage. If physical elimination is too risky, then psychological warfare may be the next best thing. What if Xander could push Phillip to the brink, making it appear as though he's spiraling back into the mental instability that once led to his stay in a remote treatment facility? Salem has seen its fair share of elaborate schemes, and Xander is more than capable of orchestrating one that leaves Phillip questioning his own sanity. Xander's revenge plan could involve setting up a series of events that gradually push Phillip closer to the edge. A few well-placed manipulations here, some cleverly orchestrated incidents there, and soon enough, Phillip might begin to doubt his own reality. Perhaps strange occurrences will begin happening around him, objects moving without explanation, voices whispering in the night, or crucial documents disappearing before his very eyes. Little by little, Xander could craft an environment in which Phillip feels trapped by his own mind, making those around him question his stability. And the ultimate goal? To have Phillip deemed unfit to remain in society, leading him straight back to a mental health facility. But this time, it wouldn't be a peaceful retreat where he could recover in comfort. This time, the facility might be much closer to home, where everyone can watch as the once mighty Kuriaki's heir unravels before their eyes. The irony of it all is that Phillip himself may be the one who seals his own fate. If Xander's tricks are executed well enough, Phillip might truly begin to believe that he's losing his grip on reality. His greatest fear, the fear of becoming unhinged again, could become a self-fulfilling prophecy. With every misstep, every moment of doubt, he inches closer to the outcome Xander desires. And once the doubt takes hold, it won't be long before Phillip's own family starts to question whether he should be left to roam free. Phillip may have thought he could outmaneuver Xander, but he may have underestimated just how far his rival is willing to go. This won't be a swift act of retaliation, it will be a slow, calculated takedown. By the time Phillip realizes what's happening, it may already be too late. Xander's revenge won't just be about removing Phillip from the picture, it will be about making him suffer in a way that ensures he never poses a threat again. As the battle between these two continues to heat up, one thing is clear. Phillip had better watch his back, because Xander is not only out for revenge, he's out to win. Stay tuned for more Days of Our Lives spoilers, updates, and predictions as this dramatic rivalry unfolds.